I'm trying to figure out how the fuck y'all got my goddamn number. Y'all keep calling me about a goddamn property. I ain't selling no motherfucking property.
But it's been kind of a wild journey to go from, flipping 4 or 5 houses a year, buying a handful of rentals, to doing that many houses a month on average in 2021, which is the first year. It's the first year we've done that level. Last year during Rona, we realized what Grant Cardone had told us about taking action was true. I read the book, If You're Not First, You're Last, and realized I'd let everybody down, and just started taking more action. So now we talk to, on average, around 5,000 people a day about whether or not they want to sell their house. But this right here is kind of what set us apart. From a friend of mine got this property. He got this property, I think he bought a judgment or something, or won a judgment. Really don't know how he got it, but he had it, and he damn sure didn't want it. And so he asked me if we would buy it, and I don't remember if we paid $350 for it or $300,000. But this 4 acres up front here behind this fence that needs to be mowed, we mow it once a year, whether it needs it or not. This particular property is a 19-space mobile home park. The park itself sits on about 4 acres, then it's got 11 or 12 acres behind it. So we bought it, not knowing what we were doing. We just kind of put a pen and paper and said, $350,000 for a mobile home park seems like a good deal. And so we bought it. Had that double wide right there. Still got the lockbox on it. So there's one of the lock boxes that's missing. It's got a brand new roof. Insurance put that on for us last year. But it didn't have this one on the left. This is one of the nicer homes in the community. We bought it for $13,000. So we bought it for $13,000. It cost us about $6 or $7 to get it setting like it is right now. So we had less than 20 in it. It rents for $850 a month. Oh, Crystal Metheny out there looking. 172 to your right. If you go to your right, 172 was sitting there, but it didn't have those porches. Looks like it's vacant now. They didn't pay rent this month, so I'm sure they moved out. 178 right here is owned by a tenant. This vacant space, was a tenant-owned home that got repossessed, so they came and got it out of here. So we've got a vacant space there. 181 is an interesting story. This guy right here is, we don't know who owns it. It's just sitting there, nobody's paying rent on it. So we're working the process to get it over into our name, and then we'll fix it and put a tenant in there, $700 a month. 184, we bought this house in Corsicana. We bought it for 10 grand. Had it moved over here. It cost probably 6 or 7 to get it set like it is right now. The double wide right there, that particular house where 184 was sitting burnt down and melted the siding on this one. That's why it's got different color siding on the front. The 186 to the right here, we picked it up in Buffalo, Texas. We picked it up for 10 grand. Still got the original AC on it. That was an old oil field trailer. You can kind of see there's a porch light above a window. There was a door there. We closed it off. But 186 is been a nice house. And then the double wide to the left of it taught us a lot of lessons. So that's it's a $15,000 double wide, but it costs twice as much to get moved here. It's got twice as much square footage to maintain, and it gets about $60 more a month rent. So I wouldn't recommend putting a double wide into your mobile home park. 194 was already in the park. It's the next one right next to it. That one. 194 right here. That particular house is, it was here. It's a giant, costs a lot to maintain. 205 was already here. We put a little bit of money into it. 203 was actually Emery's mom's house. So we picked it up, got a deal for it. I think we paid 16 or 17 for it, I don't remember. But like I said, it cost twice as much to get it moved here. 201 came from Franklin, Texas. It's right next door. That one, we paid $4,000 for it. Probably spent another 5 or 6 getting it moved in. 197 came from a dealer in Corsicana. Actually, the guy we bought this park from sold it to us for $20,000. It's fairly nice. We put a new air conditioner in it. Funny thing about that fence around 201, the tenant built that, which took up this space that's right here. That's a mobile home space in between them. So if we ever get ready to put another home in, we're gonna have to take that out. 195 was already here. We put a new roof on it. And then 193, that house came from a friend of ours. He was in Willis. And we're constantly finding those people, cleaning up their mess. But as you can see, we built a pretty decent mobile home community. And then we got the 13 acres on the back, but the crazy thing about it is, I just rattle off all those numbers. The bank loaned us $550,000 against this property. So we've ended up, and I just made a whole list of stuff we're gonna have to do to this thing, picking up trash and everything else, but there's a lot of skirting that's messed up. 172's definitely moved out. They're not there no more. But yeah, this entire property right here kind of put us on the map from an investment point of view, because everybody saw us doing this. This is about the time that content came alive. We had Facebook Live. I think we bought this thing in 2017, early 2017. And then once Roughneck Real Estate, the Facebook group got started, which was the first place that we really poured content into. It was on my personal Facebook page, but then we went to the group. They saw us dragging the mobile homes in, setting them up and everything else. So they saw us build this park right before their eyes. But, you know, I often forget that most people weren't here in 2015. 2015, I just got laid off from the oil field. Started trying to build a little bit of income to pay my bills. Realized real quick I had to sell everything, moved into an RV, and have built this business from the ground up. We now own over 200 rentals personally, and we manage 500. So we have a property management company. We do a little bit of education type stuff, events, stuff like that. But, you know, it's really hard for me these days to get to do that stuff, because all that kind of distracts from the main business. The main business is property management. The main business is flipping properties. The main business is buying more properties to rent out. But now we're going, the current apartment complex we're working on right now is 230 units. We're going for a larger syndication, something that we can make $10 million in one move on. That's what we're looking for. We're going to take the skill set we developed building mobile home parks, remodeling apartment complexes, and put it to work on a bigger deal that can change a family's trajectory for life. So that's what we're focusing on now. You know, as far as, you know, the education aspect of what we do, we put it out there all the time. I mean, we got $1,500 spend a week with us at our lake house right now at r2rretreat.com. But if people don't take advantage of it, there's no reason for us to do it, because it just distracts from our main business. Like, we'll just keep shooting videos on the internet to grow our property management lending company, and we won't do education because, one, it distracts from what we need to do. Like, it's kind of funny that fortune's in the follow-up, but if I got to get on the phone and sell you a $1,500 ticket that's going to benefit you more than it's ever going to benefit me, I would have been better off calling somebody to see if they wanted to sell an apartment complex, because I can make $1 million on an apartment complex. All I'm ever going to make training you is $1,500, unless you bring me a deal, which is kind of the hope that you bring me a deal to lend on, or you bring me a deal that I can do property management on. That's the reason why the price is what it is. But at the end of the day, the first 5 or 10 people that sign up, They didn't sign up because the price was $1,500. They signed up because it's me and they wanted to be around people who are doing bigger deals. So they would have paid $10,000 a ticket. It's $1,500 because we want to reach more people, but if more people don't take advantage, we probably won't keep doing it.